What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Streetwear Ruined My Life. Today's episode is about one of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started my clothing brand. But before I get into that, my name is AlbertMylesMejia. I'm the owner and founder of Legal Hustle Clothing, the creative director by Myles Design and Print Studios, and I'm also the creator of the Facebook group YYC Soldiers Calgary Sneaker Community. Now, one of the questions that I've been asked recently and sporadically over the years is, what was one of my biggest mistakes? So one of my biggest mistakes that I found was when I first started my clothing brand with my old business partner was we overprinted. Now, when I say overprinted, what that means is we created so much product at the beginning of our brand before even really selling what the brand or what the name or what we even were about. If you watch back at my old video, I talk about how starting a streetwear brand or starting a brand should have a story, have a purpose, and in turn it'll create a community. But before we had any of that, we already had, I want to say 3 to 5 designs in the beginning, and we printed out dozens of items. And this was way before, Instagram. This was a lot of the stuff we were doing through BBM and through text message, and even just through Facebook. So one of my mistakes going back was overprinting, and the reason why it was a big mistake was because when we started, we printed out so many products that we couldn't even sell. A lot of people supported us, but it wasn't that they couldn't support us financially, but I just think that maybe we printed something that wasn't to their liking, and that's a mistake that you're gonna make and you're gonna run through. And for us, I believe that we should have marketed better. We should have told what our purpose and what our story was, and we should have built up a community before really going in hard of creating these t-shirts, these hoodies, and everything else in between. So for those of you that have asked me what was one of my biggest mistakes, it is overprinting. So now when I speak to other clothing companies or other entrepreneurs that want to get into starting their own brand, I always say start off with a sample. Create 1 to 2 prints before even selling it. Hype it up on your social media, build a website, if you can build a website, or even use Facebook. Anything that you can use for free to help build the hype towards your brand. And by creating less product as using samples, you could use images, you can create images or photos, and you can just share those before really going big into making a big order, because you never know, something that's dope to you might not be dope to your customers, because at the end of the day, it's not about you, but it's about what your customers like and what they want. So for me, when I work with other clients and other businesses, I always offer sampling. So for those of you that have your own print business or that are looking to start one, one of the biggest things you can do is offer a print for sample. So for me, if someone were to come with 10 designs, I always say break it down. Pick your top 3 and let's run with that. Let's print these designs, hype them up on your social media, and see which designs people like, which colorway, and which designs they don't like, so you know what not to print. One of the biggest things that I always talk about is keeping dead stock. Now, I'm not talking about dead stock in sneakers, but I'm physically talking about the term dead stock, where you could make a whole bunch of t-shirts and not sell anything, and that is now considered dead stock. You're not making money on it, it's just sitting there. So it's all about making sure that you can sell this product. When you put it out there, you want to make sure that as soon as you take it off the press, or as soon as you have it packed up, you want it out the door. A good way to also go about that is running a small size run. Then you can kind of figure out what sizes everyone is into. For us, when I first started, mediums and larges were the fast sellers. Smalls and extra larges were the hardest ones to sell. So what we did was, if we were to make 50 t-shirts, we would maybe make 10% in small and extra large, and then everything else would be in the medium and the larges. So if you notice that one size is selling more than the other, just remember that you don't have to necessarily print every single size and every even number, because that's how I started. But if you see that you only sell 3 in smalls and 2 in extra larges, don't put too much money into that. Put the money where everything sells out faster. So I hope that answers your questions. For those of you who asked me about what was one of my biggest mistakes. I want to end off this video by sharing a book with you. I'm trying to read 3 books a month. Last month I only got through about a book and a half, but I'm still finishing up this book right here. It's by John C. Maxwell, called How Successful People Think. So far it's a great book. I've been reading this and I've been reading The Secret. So these are the 2 books I'm reading right now. I will share the 3rd book, the book that I finished last month, in another video with you, kind of break it down. But yeah, for those of you that have been asking about books, this is one of the books I'm reading right here. I also do have my 10-year anniversary with Legal Hustle Clothing. It's coming March 17th. So I actually have some big news that I'm going to be dropping then for the company. A lot of people don't know it yet, but there's some new stuff happening, and for the 10 years I might be doing a giveaway, so make sure you're following us on Instagram. I am going to be doing a giveaway on my by Myles Instagram account, so make sure you're following me on Instagram at by Myles. I will be doing a giveaway for reaching the 100 subscribers on YouTube, so if you guys haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm about 40 subscribers, so I'm 60 away, but we have more than a month. If you guys can help me out and reach that goal, I am going to be doing a giveaway. And yeah, again, if you guys are on Instagram, make sure to follow me at by.myles, on Twitter at by.myles, on Facebook, facebook.com/by.myles. And I'm making a website. It's going to be up soon. It's www.bymylesstudios.com. So thank you guys again for checking out this video. Until the next one, peace.